A shallow piece of spin to try and rejuvenate a tainted legacy. Michael is amongst the worst of the modern music biopics, and if you've got 3 minutes, I'm going to tell you why.
Hee hee, films are better than people. I was never convicted of anything.
Michael is very reminiscent of a TV movie. There's no imagination, no depth, no interesting take. It's clearly trying to be as innocuous and inoffensive as physically possible. There are moments that are so on the nose, so lacking in any kind of subtlety or craft, that it feels a bit like you're watching a bedtime story. In fact, there's lots of references to Jackson's obsession with Peter Pan. There's a moment where he's reading the book and just above a picture of Captain Hook is just written Joseph, his father, just in case you missed what it was so obviously trying to slap you in the face with. To call Michael clunky is a bit like saying, that Atlantic Ocean. Bit damp, innit? It's essentially a Wikipedia article. You have the broad strokes of Jackson's early days, you have some choice quotes and anecdotes, but there's nothing very compelling, nothing human. The film basically treats Jackson as a messiah, just this angelic, naive, sweet, perfect, morally infallible being that loved his mother and was brought to the earth just to bring peace and joy and love, and there's just so much wrong with that. Not just for Jackson as a person, but for the whole reason you might make a biopic. It's a really flat and shallow characterization of one of the most important people in musical history, along with being a very long and very dull film that just gets more boring as it goes on. The concert performances, while impressive to an extent, go on way too long and feel more like a showcase, like a rebrand, like they're trying to show you what this person was doing before we all started talking about, well, you know. The supreme irony on focusing on the relationship between Michael and his abusive father Joe is that this is the exact kind of product that Joe would have supported. It has no creativity or ambition. Its only goal feels like it's trying to make money for the Jackson estate. It's trying to remind everyone about Michael before the unpleasantness, his greatest achievements. You know, it feels like a marketing strategy. Just before the final credits come up, there's this big sparkly banner that says, his story continues. And it actually feels like what they want to say is, Thriller, the movie Anniversary Edition, available to buy on Amazon now! A movie about Jackson should talk about the abuse allegations, but expecting a movie like this to do it is like expecting Saving Mr. Banks to talk about when Disney hung around with Nazis, which he did. I think it will age like milk. I think eventually people will talk about Michael the same way that people talk about Melania right now. Look, Elvis, despite being a bit mid, did show you why Presley was such a revolution. And Kneecap effectively communicates why the band is doing what it's doing and why it's important. Michael doesn't achieve either of these things. It's an anodyne puff piece. It's a Disneyfication of choice sections of Jackson's life in order to get him to the top of the charts again, and it'll probably work. And I'm still dancing to Thriller at Halloween. Hey, don't come to me for moral stances.